All right. We are live.
Great evening, everybody. Happy New Year.
There you go. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody.
There you go. Looking
It's like, okay.
wonderful.
All right. We're going to get some people in here. How many
Yes,
of y'all-
come on in, take a seat.
How many of y'all
And
remember
wear your mask.
the WB Frog? She don't remember the WB Frog, the commercial. I tell her she's a WB Frog all the time. She's like, what? What are you talking about? And, for those of us who grew up in the 90s, you saw the amazing commercials we had, although these commercials today are pretty cool. In the 90s, they had that WB Frog commercial where he would literally do a whole bit. He would dance, he would sing, he would do a whole thing. And then as soon as you look at him, he just, stands still like a regular frog. And then it's like, they're like, what are you talking about? It's like, did you just see him dancing? Like, no, you didn't see him dancing. So, that's my whole spiel. WB. So you never seen the commercial?
I don't remember. I remember the WD-40.
WD-40.
They must be talking about me.
They must be. There you go.
No, the WB Frog. I remember him like, the WB, right before the show comes on, but I don't remember the specific.
So they would have like an extended version of that where he would be dancing, doing his whole kind of bit with that cane he had.
Yeah, the cane.
He would do a whole dance and the top hat, and then the person would look and he'd just be like, anyway, that's what I call it. That's what I call it. Well, we're in 2021.
Yes, Happy New Year, everybody.
Hey, welcome. Being me.
Thank you for joining us.
Being me. That's what's up. Simple.
Welcome. I think that's my girl from college. Yeah. Freshman year. Come on.
Okay.
Come on, soar. #soar. You don't know about that song name. You weren't
I shouldn't.
What does that mean?
I'm a guy.
It's not.
You said soar.
Yes.
I thought you said soar.
Soar.
I'm like, why would I know? Oh yeah, I didn't do so. Wow, you gonna pick on me because I didn't come to college in the summer?
No, I'm just saying. When not everybody
some of us had to go to
summer
community college. Okay. Some of us have to work to get to university.
You weren't there yet, but
wow,
it's okay, babe.
I had to work.
Soar unit, come on now.
Soar unit. Oh, that put a date on it right there. That's
yes.
Wow.
We were like this freshman year, like.
That's what's up. One
of my first friends when I got to UCF.
Well, thank you for the support. Thank you for the support. I didn't get to go to SOAR,
Oh my
I had to go to Miami-Dade, and rough it out, until I was able to get to UCF. But
that's okay.
But no, I ain't jealous. You guys did some amazing stuff.
Oh Lord.
Anywho. So we got a new year. Let's go.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Thank you all for joining us this first Tuesday of this year, 2021. Mm-hmm. Come on. Woo-hoo.
Let's go. We made it.
The little
the trumpet
thing. I don't know what you call it. It sound like that. I don't know which one.
That's what it made. Like,
not like that.
Okay. Oh, but yours is better. Well, we covered from our sound.
Anywho, so Happy New Year, y'all. We made it through 2020.
We made it over.
We in this new year, 2021. Thank you all for joining us. If you don't know, now you know we are the Strategy Geeks.
That's right.
This is Cleek the Geek. I'm Kim the Geek, and together we are the Strategy Geeks. Strategy Geeks, right there. Yes.
Why do you think he's shaking so much?
Because you're shaking the desk.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just trying to multitask.
We have some people joining us on Instagram. Thank you to our Insta fam who's joining us on Instagram, and thank you to our Facebook family who's also streaming in from Facebook. Come on, Bree, let's go.
Wow, she's talking about my sound.
Thank you, Bree. I told you that sound. He's like,
well, because I sing bass, so it's hard for me to go to different octaves, Right. That's what I do, I sung the best of them.
Right.
Okay. Anywho,
thank y'all so much for joining us. Just a few housekeeping items. Like I said, we're the Strategy Geeks. Be sure to follow us. You can check us out on any social media platform, Facebook, Instagram. We're at the Strategy Geeks, and we are also on YouTube. So you can catch all of our previous lives we ever done. Go ahead to our YouTube channel, The Strategy Geeks. Our website is thestrategygeeks.com. And while you're here, please go ahead and share this live to your friends, to at least 3 of your friends. Okay?
2 or 3 of them. Come on.
Yes.
Get them in the
Share this live.
Get them.
Today we're going to be talking about the top 3 lessons that we got from 2020.
Yeah, the biggest takeaways.
Yeah, biggest takeaway and how it relates to business and also everyday life.
Welcome to the live.
Thank you all so much for the ones who are just tuning in.
Yeah, and of course, like all of our lives, the playback is going to be available right after this, right after we finish this, and then also we're going to have it on YouTube. I know she's mentioning YouTube, so if you're just getting in, you missed any part of it, we'll always have our replays for every live. So yeah. So what we got? So how do you want to dive into it? We want to do a little reflective on 2020 and then dive into our points.
Well, reflective. 2020. People, I think, will have the same consensus overall. 2020 was a year.
It was a year. I think that's the best way to put it. It was a year.
It was a year.
And this is something we've talked about. There's so many, there's so much that happened, right? And, there's a lot of sensitivity to the year. It's like, right, if you have something nice happen to you, it's like you almost don't want to talk about it because there's so much that we all went through as a nation, as a people, racial injustice, obviously the COVID-19. So, the political war is basically what it was.
Kobe was at the beginning of last year.
Listen, I can't even watch a video of Kobe, man. It's still tough.
It was a year.
Yeah, it was a year. So, but, I think we have a lot to be thankful for. We have a lot to be thankful to.
We're still here.
We're still here to transition to a new year, to have opportunity to continue to grow our businesses, continue to love on our family, right? Expand, some of us are out there, not us, but some of you are expanding your family. You know what I mean?
We have expanded.
We're done, we're locking it in.
2 and done, I think we're done.
Yeah, but there's just so much to look forward to. The fact that you were able to get through the year. And, despite all of the things that look like it was the end, right? It looked like there was no hope. Yeah. Despite all of the moments where it looked like it was just, there was no way out. We're in another year. So I think there's a lot to be grateful for. And, we're excited to dive into this discussion about your business, but more so just this discussion about life, about, taking care of the things that you need to take care of so that you can grow your business, so that you can support your family, so that you can pursue your dreams, right? So we'll be doing a lot of that. We'll be bringing a lot of that into our discussions that we have on these lives. Of course, we focus in on mainly on branding and, building your business and the things that you do when you're starting up and when you're rebranding.
Thank you. I was going to say, first off, some of you, we have some new people joining us tonight. And like I mentioned, we're the Strategy Geeks, but you're like, okay, you're the Strategy Geeks.
What strategy are you teaching?
What do y'all do? Well, we're a marketing agency where we focus on your overall brand messaging for your business, your
social media management, your website
design, website rebranding, your logos, graphics, and overall,
it's basically a lot of startup stuff. A lot of us, especially last year, right? This is we were really relevant last year because a lot of people found themselves, and we're going to be talking about this. They found themselves in a situation where
I'm getting into
the notes a little bit, but it's okay. I think it's a nice transition. A lot of us found ourselves in situations where you didn't have as much confidence in your primary way of generating revenue, generating income. I don't know why I keep staring at that. I need to look in here. I'm like just looking at that for whatever reason. All right, we're here. But for your primary income, that thing was kind of, for some of us, it was like, man, shoot, is this company going to be here, right? Is this avenue from which I'm used to getting all my income, all my money, is this going to be here? So, and then you had that, and then you had someone on the other side where they were like, okay, I'm working from home now, and it's amazing. And now when I get off, I got way more time than I normally would have had. You know, I would have probably been in traffic for an hour, 2 hours. I would have, you know, been all around, just out in the street doing stuff that I realized I probably didn't need to do.
Right.
So now I got this extra time, and I'm starting to build this business or pursue this. You know, a lot of us went back to school. A lot of people started writing books. You know, just writing whatever, right? And you know, you found yourself in this place where you're starting up, but you just didn't know where to start. You were so used to doing it one way. So the Strategy Geeks, we became really relevant last year in just providing some strategy, right, on how to navigate through that, right? Where to start. Okay, if I'm starting this business, where do I start? Do I start with the logo? Do I start with a website? Do I go get training? So we talked about various topics throughout the whole year, just kind of helping you to navigate through all those things. So we encourage you to go check out the YouTube channel, because you're going to see the different topics that's covering everything you could think about. Like as we dealt with it with our clients, we came on and talked about it in these lives. So I felt like that was a great little opportunity to just do a shameless plug on all the topics we covered last year, because you'll find a lot of good information, a lot of good discussions we had with ourselves, with people asking questions, and we were able to cover a lot of things. But I think that's a good segue into the 3 points or takeaways. Would you say? Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and get us started. What would you say?
So you kind of got into some of it already, but one of our takeaways was, you know, we realizing that, you know, in 2020, like a lot of people realizing, like, I'm gonna need more than one stream of income, because you can't solely rely on just one stream of income now in this day and age. And you're gonna need several.
And it's important.
Multiple, I should say.
It's important because, you know, with us having families, you want to always be in a position where you're confident that you could provide for your family, right? That's just for a man, you know, that's like, you know, living one-on-one, right? You know, and then for a single mother or for a wife also, you know, with a husband, right? We want to provide for our family, whether it be family of 4, family of 15, family of 2, right? You want to provide. So you want to be able to what we call have a recession, or now we have to use a new term, pandemic proof business, right? And what a lot of people did, they started looking at online as a solution. So,
and anyway, I want to cut in and we'll say, you know, one, we are Christians, so I do have to say, now we're not saying, like, we realize, you know, Jesus, God, He is our source.
Come on now.
And He's going to put super on our natural. But, you know, faith without works is
He's the real source.
He is, He is, the source of the source. The source, you know? So, you know. So we rely on Him for our source, but going into, I just wanted to give that.
Right, and that's good. That's good, because at the end of the day, we're not thinking, we're not thinking it's in our works, but you understand on a natural standpoint, you go get a job, you have to have some type of way of producing income in order to provide for your family, right? So I think that's a great aspect to bring up. But we're keeping it on the natural side of things, right? And so you realize that was one of the big takeaways. Okay, you can't have one stream of income in 2020, right? And whether it be just that crazy year that it was, or whether it be 2021, 2022, in this day and age is what I'm saying. You can't just have that one job, that one thing that you rely on. It's going to behoove you to set yourself up in a way where you can have multiple streams. Now, how do you do that, right? Well, one of the lowest hanging fruits is looking at talents you have. Now, your talent that you have may have you employed for that particular talent. So for me, I'm an artist. So I'm a web designer by my profession, by my career. So you will say, okay, well, that's my career. That's where I'm producing most of my income. Okay, great. Now let's look at that talent and see how can you create a side, you know, business or some kind of side gig where you can also generate income while still keeping that main thing. Right. So this is what we're kind of getting into. That in 2020, we really learned that, okay, it's important to have that side gig, because if ever you find yourself in jeopardy of that main gig, you have something to fall back on immediately. Right, because some people are getting furloughed. Yeah, people getting furloughed, let go. You know what I mean? Companies were just closing down, you know? So you needed to have that way of generating income to cover you, so you wouldn't have to depend solely on government, you know, support. So you wouldn't have to find yourself just losing everything because you couldn't, you know, make means. So to be proactive in 2021, we think it's great. It's really important to really establish that. And with doing that, there's going to be a lot of the startup stuff, right? So we just talked about it. There's, with you starting a side gig, you're going to need to some way to be identified, right? So you're going to need to create your social media platforms for that side business, whether it be you're selling t-shirts or, I always use that example because it's an easy example for me, right? So whether you're selling t-shirts or you're teaching someone in a course, right? You're going to have to establish some type of brand identity, right? So you need to create a logo. You need to create some type of place on the internet where they can find you. So that's gonna be a website. That's gonna be social media pages. And it's gonna include a logo to identify yourself with, right? So we're not going to get into great details about it, but we wanted to talk generally about the fact that the more we've through reading books and different things. I've heard the saying that most millionaires have 7 streams of income. So when you start to think about it, it makes sense. It's like, they have multiple ways to get paid so that they're never dependent or in jeopardy of not, being able to sustain their wealth. Yeah. They have several streams coming into their bank account so that they will continue to grow their wealth. So as individuals, we have to be thinking the same way. Some of you may not want to be a millionaire. That's fine, but you still want to have a certain level of comfort with your income so that you can do the things you want to do, provide for your family.
And you want to build legacy, right? Because you want to leave legacy behind.
Right. You want to help your generations
children,
and those generations and those generations. Yeah.
And your children. Come on.
So yeah. So, so that's the first point. That's the first thing. The biggest takeaway is, you need to have a side gig. Yeah. You need to have some type of thing you do. And it could be totally different from your career. You could be a graphic designer or web designer, and then you could be teaching people tennis because you're just a great, you're really good with tennis. You know what I mean? So, and that's good. Like for me, back in the day, I used to get my dance on, right? So if I,
Hey, somebody thinks he's Usher.
Okay.
Usher Raymond.
That's how she got with the boy, though.
He didn't hear that from me.
Okay. Anyway, many pounds ago, your boy was, I was doing my thing.
Many pounds ago.
Many pounds ago, before the dad bar came on. I was doing my thing.
What up, bro?
Yeah, what's up, man? The family's in the building. What's up?
Hey,
Mom came in. What's up? Beat Dog, what's up? But you want to I got myself off track.
That's just how she got here though. Really?
Come on, talk about it, bro.
Talk
about it, bro. she, that's why she laughing,
No.
She was like, oh my God.
Sidebar. Okay, let's take a sidebar. Okay. That episode, come on, all you Martin lovers. All right, watching the movie, or not the movie, but the show Martin. Remember the episode where him and Gina were telling the stories and how they met and how they had 2 different experiences?
Listen, all I know is when, your boy, okay, here, let's take a little sidebar. Let's take a sidebar.
Sidebar? I already took the sidebar.
No, we're going to take a sidebar. So your boy, back in the day, your boy used to model. You know what I'm saying? I used to model. I know, the pounds might fool you right now, but I used to model. I used to do a little runway at UCF, right? And I was doing the thing. I was on the stage, just walking the runway, doing my thing. I just see somebody in the stands, with the big hard eyes. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? She locked eyes on me. I almost fell off the stage. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, and then from there, we're married. So that's how it happened. That's how it happened in my book. I was there, and that's what I saw. So anywho,
y'all know it did not go nothing like that.
So
it all sounds good.
Listen, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Okay, and that was the point I was making. I'm a graphic.
Thank you, Bree said lies.
Whatever. That's my story. That's my story. And listen, the point I was making was, I'm a graphic designer, but I also, did a little modeling.
I was there.
She ain't gonna let it go.
Thank you.
She was there. You said you had to take your sister out of the building because she couldn't pull herself together.
Whatever.
Anyway, y'all. So
but
can I get back to the point?
If you remember the point.
I do. The point was, although I'm a graphic designer, I have some other talents. I can dance, I was modeling, whatever. Kimberly also danced too. She did a lot of dancing, stepping, things with her sorority, things like that. She'll share, whenever she wants to share it. But you may have a talent that's outside of your primary talent, and you can work that. So the point we're making is get you a side gigging, and then once you get that side gig, set up and functioning, set up another one, and then set up another. Try to set up as many streams as you want, so that you're not at the behest of any company or any situation that's out of your hands. Sometimes things are out of your hands and you can't do nothing about it. So you want to have a plan when that happens.
But when you set them up, like you mentioned, you kind of flew by, you got flew out.
Flew out. You talking about jump on process?
Yeah. Just like, he's not telling you just to start.
Yeah.
No, start one.
Get a process in place.
Yes. Master it. Yeah. Get a process in place, get a system in place, get a machine going in place, all right, until that's running.
Yeah.
Like a well-oiled machine, and then you move on to the next. Yeah. I don't want to confuse the peoples.
No, that's good. And then what's the next point?
The next one was about like family. Because, one of the second, I should say, takeaway, or one of the lessons we got from, we were already family-oriented people, both me and Cleet. But I know overall, looking at, people we know and also what we've seen like around the globe, like it kind of forced everybody.
You had to be home.
Yeah,
when those shutdowns, it was back in March and April for sure.
Yeah.
April and May, listen, that thing was locked down. You couldn't go nowhere. Nobody was open, right? So it forced a lot of people to be around their family, and people had their stories. It just wasn't a pleasant experience. So one of the big takeaways is get into that place where you don't have to feel that way anymore, right? If you have to be with your family, it should be enjoyable. You want to be able to you want to look at establishing ways to incorporate your family into your daily situation. So a lot of us have to work from home, and then we also have to support our kids, right? So you have to learn how to incorporate them into your life where it doesn't become a strain.
Right.
So in 2021, as we come out of the pandemic, you want to look at making that a consistent thing so that it's never a strain again,
Right.
And then, one of the things we learned was there's ways to incorporate your kids into your business that makes it fun for them and for you,
Right.
So it's not like it's this fight for
keyword should be.
yeah, and it is keyword. It is a keyword, and you get to a point where business is so separate from your family that it feels like they're always in conflict of each other. So there's ways to you look for ways to make it work together. So we did a photo shoot. We did the first time we did a photo shoot for our family, since in our 10 years of marriage, and it was a great experience. It was also some of it was for the business, but our kids were able to experience it, and we all have fun that day. So it's little stuff like that where you can incorporate your kids, your family members. When if you're creating lives and you're creating content, find out ways you can incorporate them. Maybe have them help you set up your set, right? You can have your kids be your stage hands. You know what I mean? It's little
Sometimes
stuff.
our surprise pop-ups in our lives, if you have caught us in one of our lives.
Yeah.
So we're not like parents are like, no, get out. It's just it's part of our lifestyle. Like it's
Listen, if anything, the pandemic caused people to take that veil off of perfection,
Yeah.
So you had to just figure out how to, you would be in a meeting and your dog's barking the whole time, or somebody walks by in the background, your kid just come and asks for the most random thing. So it took away that veil and made it real commonplace for people to just be human, So use that and move it forward. Like find ways to incorporate, use your family with your business, figure out how to work with them in your business, and enjoy life. You're doing this for them. It's so funny.
That's right.
Myself as a man, sometimes I get so caught up in trying to provide for my family that I might not be present at times, and this is something I've gotten better with over the years, but something my dad just talked to me about over the holidays that was really, really powerful. I want to share with you guys. When you got, you heard the terminology, when you're spending time with someone, you need to pay attention. Well, he was telling me that his mother, my grandmother, would always say, attention is a currency. So when you're with someone, the currency for spending time with them is attention. If you don't pay that currency, then you're robbing them of that time spent. I was like, dang, that's deep, and the reality of it, that's what your family is looking for from you, right? When you're, even though you're creating this wealth for them and you're creating this lifestyle for them, if you're not, you could be paying with the currency of US dollars, you could be buying them games and toys and clothing and all the other stuff, but it can never replace the attention currency. So that currency of attention is just as valuable to your family as US dollars. That's good. You know what I mean? So that's something we take away in 2020 and we move it into 2021. Right. What currency are you using when you're with your family? Don't think that US dollars can always, satisfy your family. Right. You have to also use that currency of attention. And then we want to take it a little further, since we kind of get into a little preach, no, I'm just playing. But, if you take it a little further, you got currency of love, right? The currency of patience, right? And you could just keep going in with that. But there's certain things that your family's looking for from you. And no matter how wealthy you are, no matter how much success you bring in from your business, it can never replace those other forms of currency.
That's good. So that's good, did that?
Okay. Wow.
No, okay. For real. That's good. Some good nuggets.
Appreciate it, B-Dog. Yeah. We try, man. We try. Okay, what you got? What's the third one, babe?
And the last one was, we talked about one of our takeaways or lessons from 2020 was just overall time. Like beforehand, a lot of times, you would hear people say, oh, I just don't have any time because I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. But we got into this whole lockdown situation.
Yeah, nothing but time.
Nothing but time. I mean, and it's whether you chose to do that time to like get your mental situation right. Because 2020, like I said, was a year, or you took the time to like, get busy. And like you said, kind of hinted that in the other lesson that we learned, which was, get some things going. Yeah, some other multiple streams going or whatever.
Yeah, and honestly, while we're still in this transition period, because we're not fully out of the pandemic, you still have that time, and then it starts to make you wonder. I know when we first got into, when we're in March and April, May, you start to look and say, wow, what was I outside of my house doing? Like, I was everywhere. You tell yourself, I'm a homebody and I don't really go anywhere, but you realize you were out a lot, right? So start to look at, okay, how do I make this permanent in my life where, okay, I don't become a homebody, right? Where I never leave the house. But, how can I have seasons of hibernation? There we go. I'm about to say what the bears do.
Being intentional.
Yeah, you're like, for this next 2 weeks, I'm literally going, I'm going to cut out all of my out of the home or out of the office activities so that I can really hone in on my next quarter or whatever I'm going to do. It's like really looking at since we talk about currency, looking at the currency of time and seeing how you're spending it, right? When you were forced to be at home, you realize like, man, I do have more time than I think I do. So I can actually write that book this year. I can actually start the side gig. I can actually, work on that hobby and make it something out of it, right? Maybe you just like to draw, or you like to, create sculptures and stuff out of clay. Who knows, right? There could be a bunch of things that you're into, and you have the time to do it. We always tell ourselves we don't have time, but 2020, it showed us that we have more time than we think. We just occupy, or more importantly, we let others occupy our time.
That part. You let others take over your time.
Because you don't have any plans. Yeah, when you don't plan, you plan to fail, right? So when you don't plan, another way of saying it is when you don't plan, people make plans for you.
That part.
So your job's making plans for you. You got family members, friends, invite you to all these things. And of course you want to support them, but you have to have that time so that you can continue to grow whatever it is you want to grow. It could be a business. It could be your brand. It could just be your family.
And getting your house in order.
Right. So those are some major takeaways we wanted to share with you all from the Strategy Geeks. You know, we thought they were kind of around the realm of entrepreneurship and business, and it kind of touched in the family, and that's all of the area. That's all up into the area of the things we cover. So we wanted to just share those with you guys, and you know, and hopefully, you know, leave some nuggets for you to keep in mind as we're already getting into the second week of January. So listen, it's on its way. This year is already going. So you know, we're excited. You know, we hope you're excited. And you know, leave your comments. Send us an email. Send us a message on any of the platforms on what you're excited for 2021. And you know, there's resources out here to help you. Mm-hmm. You don't have to figure it out by yourself. You know, we're experts in branding and messaging and web design and logo design. So if you find yourself trying to figure this stuff out, don't try to figure it out by yourself. At the very least, you can reach out to us, ask us questions. We can point you in the right direction. We can even provide the services for you. You know, it just depends on what you're willing to do, and you know, and honestly, if you're willing to make the investment in yourself. So, yeah, if we got any questions, let's dive into those. But yeah, those are our 3 points. Unless you have something else.
No, you kind of said it all. I didn't have anything, but like Clee said, if you have any questions on anything we talked about tonight or overall branding, messaging, marketing,
social media,
website, graphic, whatever the case is for your business, go ahead and ask. We'll be happy to answer to the best of our abilities.
Yeah.
And if not, we will find an answer because we are solution solvers. I don't know if that.
Solution solver, that's the same thing.
I know.
We're problem solvers. I think you're probably trying to say solution oriented.
Yes. We're solution solvers.
Solvers, basically what you said.
Yes.
That's all right. That's
problem
all
right, solvers, yeah.
Listen, hey, we on live and we doing it.
Yes.
That's all that matters. So
yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Wayne.
Uncle Wayne.
G.
For giving us the hand claps.
Oh, by the way, let's do our little section. We're gonna start making this consistent.
Yes, I like to shout out. If I know that if I or Cleat Geek know that you have a business, we will shout your business out and we will get the people to go ahead and check out you and your services.
That's right.
So we do have none other than G. Wayne Thompson in the building tonight. He is tuning in via Facebook. You go check him out. I know a guy.
Yeah. And also does an amazing show with Apps
Without Code, and the show is called Secure the Bag.
Yeah.
They go live every week, so make sure you are following G. Wayne Thompson and also Apps Without Code, and you can catch his show. You can also go to his website. Quote me if I'm wrong. I know a guy .network, I believe, is the website for their services.
Yeah. If you want marketing lead gen.
Yes.
He's the guy you want to talk to.
Marketing lead gen.
Yeah, and then we have let's answer this question from Bree, and then we'll shout out Bree as well.
Sure. Bree says, should I start a new idea or business if 2020 did not pan out?
Yes, gotta keep starting. Between my wife and I, we got G Wayne on here. We probably started about 15 times, in the last 10 years. And
for which business? Let's start there.
Right?
Because we have a testimony.
We have an inside joke when we say we're not going to say we're back anymore. Okay? Because we've overused the we're back. We're back. It's like, okay. Yeah.
We're back again.
So, okay.
We're back.
You guys just can't get it together. I'm selling tissue today. It's like, what? What are you figuring out? But we're figuring it out.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that to say, you just got to keep going at it. We got to
stay consistent with it.
Yeah, our pastor had a quote from a couple of years ago. Pastor Patrick, he said, "You got to increase your failure rate. If you want to get to the place that you want to be, you got to increase your failure rate. So you got to be willing to try things, bump your head, make mistakes in front of people, and then, say, hey, I blew it, and, jump back on the saddle and keep going. So
we fall down, but we get up.
Literally, right? And to that point, the Strategy Geeks is a successful business because we made all those mistakes for all those other brands and all those fancy names we came up with and stuff,
But we're here now.
Like, for instance, I always talk about T-shirts as a business.
Because we had T-shirts at one point.
I started a Christian clothing line back in 2006.
We had it more than one time. Yes, we had that.
Yeah, and I was back like 5 times.
And then we had another company, Hypebeast. Come on.
Oh yeah, that was like 2 years ago.
Yes.
So it's
real. We got some stories, but yes, we understand. So yes, definitely, just like it's panned out, a lot of successful people have ones that went before them or have had a mentor, of some sort, in the area that they wanted to do business in or whatever have you. So if you are wanting to start a business, I would recommend you find
a business
coach in that area, just like you would get a spiritual coach, a spiritual coach or a pastor, for your spiritual life or overall lifestyle. Or if you're trying to get fit right, you would go get a fitness coach or nutritionist to get right. Or if you want to get your mental health in order, you would go to a therapist, right? Or, straight up your physical body, overall health, you would go to a doctor. So with get somebody, a business coach and go get it your business started.
Yeah. So to answer Bree's first question, yes, you want to keep going. If you had a new idea, you didn't get it started in 2020, you just slept on it. We're still kind of in the pandemic. Now I'm gonna say kind of. We're still in the pandemic.
Yes.
We're just
very much so.
We're just we're way more optimistic on it. Obviously we got some cures out. It's not even cure, it's a vaccine out and things of that nature. So we're in a better situation. I'm not getting into politics, but we're all I'm saying is it's not doom and gloom like it was when it first started, right? You've kind of been used to being in it. So you still have time to take advantage of the time. So go after it.
Yeah.
Next question. What's the best social media for auto post? The best social media for auto posting?
Right. I would say, I'm not going to necessarily say a best, but I can point you in a direction of giving you a couple of platforms that we are familiar with. Sprout Social.
But she said a social media. Are you saying
for
like
which posting?
Like which
post automated?
No, look, the best social media. Meaning, which platform is it better to do it on? Is how that could be interpreted. Like, is it better to auto post on Facebook or Instagram?
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? Oh, because it's not necessarily saying which tool to use, unless that's what you mean. You see what she said? The best social media. So that's what I'm saying. She could be saying.
I think because I have some information with this because we had previous conversations, so I think I probably know what she's trying to ask. But I think she's asking for a tool. Okay. But Bree, clarify, to use for auto posting. So yeah. So
the tool.
Yeah, tool. So
just want to clarify for her. That's all.
Yes, you're right. Excuse my typos. That's okay. Sprout Social is a good source that you can use to auto post. Later has good reviews
for
as
Instagram,
well.
Right? They do
for Instagram and Facebook.
Okay. You got the classic one. That's Sprout Social, but
Hootsuite?
Hootsuite, yeah. Hootsuite was like one of the first to do it.
Yeah.
And
those are some. There's some more, but I know those three for sure. Yeah. But really, you just need to. It's what makes sense for you and your business right now. So say if you're a new business trying to start out with, and you're not trying to pay nothing right now, then you would probably just need something that you could get a free account on, like a Hootsuite or something. They might not offer an auto post for a free account. So you might have to do some manual posting up front if you are trying to keep your costs low. But if pricing is not an option, then I would say just overall, just do your research on the platforms and then go from there. They each kind of offer their own what's the word? Their own features in what they do. I know Later is really good at, in addition to the auto posting, it gives you like your analytics and stuff. I know some people are, really wanting to know the numbers and how they're doing and stuff like that. So
and they have websites too that compare them. So
right. So like I said, just kind of do your research on that and see which one would fit you and your business.
Okay. Next question we have: what books or tools are good for reading
and inspiration? I know some books that I'm going to be reading this year. I did just purchase The Big Leap. That was recommended. I saw it off of, I know some of you may know or may not know, but I follow Kev on Stage, comedian, online Christian comedian.
Funny.
Very funny.
Has a new app if you haven't checked it out.
Yes, Kev on Stage Studios, shout out. Okay. We got the app because I love his content.
Funny,
but yeah, him and his wife have a podcast called the Love Hour Podcast, and they actually brought on the author of The Big Leap. I forgot the author's name off the top of my head, but The Big Leap is one of the books that I'm going to be reading this year. Also, did you have any books?
I always have a book I love to recommend. It's Start With Why. It's a little older.
Simon Sinek.
By Simon Sinek. Yeah, it's really. It goes into what we're talking about on one of the takeaways, which is getting into, some of the things you're passionate about. A lot of times we get into business ideas because it's going to make a lot of money. And this book really explores not doing stuff just because it's going to make you money, but doing stuff that is your passion. It's part of your core beliefs. And if you lead with that, then you're able to create a culture around your business more so than just create a transactional business. When you create a culture, you have a brand loyalists who are going to support your brand no matter what you do. So a lot of you have people like E.T., like Ronnie Brown, like these really powerful personalities who have been able to create a culture of people who are willing to buy their products and services because they identify with them, right? So they've started with their why and they've built a business that is pandemic proof, that's recession proof. So Start With Why is really good. It's by Simon Sinek, I would say. And then tools like if you want to get into some tools like Kim was talking about, really looking into coaching. We have a business coach. Ronnie Brown is our business coach. Shout out to Ronnie Brown and Girl CEO.
Girl CEO.
We instead of trying to figure out stuff, right? Instead of trying to get motivation from random areas, we get motivation from our spiritual life, of course, and then we get motivation from our business coach who is in a specific area of business that we're trying to grow in. So when you talk about tools, get with a coach and they'll get you the tools and the books and all those kind of things.
Good. Thank you for the questions.
Yeah.
Marie.
Yeah. Great questions.
Yes.
Great questions. And like I said, this is going to be recorded. It's going to be live, after this, not live, but it's going to be, the replay is going to be available. So you'll be able to get
on our YouTube,
questions.
The Strategy Geeks.
Yep. So
are there any more questions for the night? What were you going to say before Sabrina asked her question?
Like
you were going into something, but I forgot. You were like, before I get there, we started talking. I don't know.
You were talking. I think you had just said something and then I stopped to let you read the question. Maybe we'll deal with it on the next one. But yeah, it's been a great live. Let's do the wrap up.
Yeah, it has been a great live. Like Cleet said, thank you all. I say this every week, but I'm thankful that you all decided to spend your Tuesday evening with us, the Strategy Geeks, because you could have been anywhere else in these social media streets. But you chose to be on our live.
Appreciate you.
So we appreciate y'all. Be sure to check us out at thestrategygeeks.com. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Strategy Geeks. And also, you could catch all of our replays on our YouTube channel, The Strategy Geeks.
And please do us a favor, subscribe for it so that you'll get the and put your notification on. So
click that bell on YouTube and go ahead and get your notifications on Instagram and
free
Facebook.
Information just to help you out. Like I said,
yes.
We got about a year and a half worth of content that can really help you out.
Oh, you're welcome.
And then, we're willing to answer questions as you have them. Feel free to email us. But yeah, we're excited. We're excited for 2021. Hope you are. And if you guys don't have any more questions, we are.
Hey, Britt.
Britt in the building. Oh, let's shout out. Oh, that's what we're doing.
Oh, that's what I was doing.
Good way to go, Britt. See, now we're gonna get you shout out. Let's go, hit her up.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Yes. So that's what I was like, I have no idea what I was about to say.
We gotta do Bree.
Oh, yes. So I started off with G. Wayne Thompson, right? I know a guy.network.
Mm-hmm.
Check out his website is I know a guy.network. And also you all can comment in the chats below your websites as well.
Yeah, put them in there. Put them in on Instagram and on Facebook.
Yes, Bree Thompson, the prayer coach.
Come on now.
You can check her out.
She's normalizing prayer, right?
Yes,
because people make prayer like kind of weird sometimes. Yeah. It's really
conversation with God.
God is real. You're just talking to God. You get him involved in your life, right? And this is what she's doing. She's making it simple. She's making it natural. She's making it normal. Like, hey, everybody needs to pray.
Simple.
Yeah, everyone needs to pray. Everyone needs to have a relationship with God. This is how we're going to get through this pandemic. This is how we're going to get through everything in life. So check her out. She's on Instagram. She's on Facebook. What's her name?
Yes, at Bree Thompson. And I believe she is going live next Tuesday night.
Okay.
So if you have any prayer requests, go ahead and hit her up at Bree Thompson. And I believe her website is officially Bree.com as well. So you can send your prayer requests, anything you want for her to stand in agreement with you on.
Business, all of that. She's going to pray for you.
Whatever.
She's really going to pray for you.
Yes. Okay.
So we got Britt.
We got Britt in the house.
She subscribed. Thank you for subscribing.
Thank you for subscribing to YouTube. Brittany Marie Cruz.
Day one. She knows
Brittany, she does it all too. Okay.
Yes.
She is a youth pastor.
Come on.
Stylist.
Come on.
She has a social media business. Worship leader at church. She really does it all.
Yeah, put your website in the chat so that it'll be, we'll put it up on here so it'll be on the replay.
Is it BrittanyCruz.com?
I believe so. I believe it's Brittany Cruz, but check her out. She creates amazing content, amazing
weekly
vlogs.
Content every week. Yeah. Yes. And her style videos. Come on, for all of our moms out there who need some like how-tos on like everyday, like where and what to wear, but look cute and stylish at the same time that fit, some of our curvy bodies.
Yeah, come on. She hooks it up.
Yes.
Right? So check her out for sure. We got, who else was on? We talked about Wayne. I think B-Dog was on earlier. We got him. Anybody else? We
have Sisters of Serenity. I know they're in the Girl CEO community.
Come on.
Please drop down your website. I don't know it off the top of my head.
But we love to support.
Please check them out. They are sisters or sistars, SISTARS, like stars, sistars _ Serenity. Check them out on Instagram.
Yeah.
As well.
There we go.
And Brittany did mention BrittanyCruz.com. See, I was right. BrittanyCruz.com. She's Brittany Cruz on Instagram and the Facebook.
Yeah. So follow Sistars of Serenity. And Brittany Cruz.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, and like I said, this is a new segment. It kind of happened impromptu. Our last live before the holidays,
because people were chiming in, and I was like, "Oh, this person does this. This person does this. This person does this," and I just end up shouting out everybody.
Yeah, it's amazing when Spirit of Giving gets breaks out. It just really creates a nice atmosphere. So we try to do it every time. So every time we get on here, if we can recognize your name. Recognize where we know you from, we're gonna shout you out just because we want to spread the love. So that's it, y'all. We went a little longer today, but hey, we wanted to kind of jump into 2021, start it right, and hopefully encourage you guys to go after your dreams, go after those side gigs, make them your main gig, then create another side gig on that main gig, and just keep going. Oh, look who it is.
Okay, and we have Mr. Ortavia Simon.
Yes, Ortavia. Attorney Simon.
Excuse me.
Yes, welcome, dude.
So, and hey,
let's
Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year, man.
So if you need an attorney, okay, you can check out.
And listen,
Ortavia, and
we know personally he's the guy. Okay,
yes.
If you need someone to stand up for you, he got you. Okay,
that guy right there.
Yeah, he's a he does several. he does several areas of law. So I was about to say he's a health, not health, but a death care lawyer. But he also does
like tenant
rental law. He does, he has partners, so he does criminal law. He does it all. So check him out. His website is, and don't kill me because but it's simonlaw.group, I believe. And put it on there.
simonlaw.group.
Yeah, put it on there, Octavia, if I said it wrong, but it's
yes.
simonlaw.group is the website.
He's in the Central Florida area.
Amazing lawyer. Like I said, he will stand up for you.
Yes.
If you want somebody who can represent
you for you.
Yes. So thanks for jumping on, dude. All right, y'all, let's go. We're gonna head out. Appreciate everybody. Thank you for your time. We'll be here next week in Jesus' name.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Just gotta say that, you know what I'm saying? And I mean that,
I know,
laughing, but really, like, I'm saying that because maybe
we took 2 weeks.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what I meant to for not like living.
Yeah.
I was saying like maybe
for the holiday break, we took 2 weeks off from doing lives, and then this is our first one back for the new year. Yeah. So I had to clarify for the people, okay?
Like, y'all okay?
No, we speak, that's the life in the proud time, okay? Yeah. We speak positive over here, okay?
Yeah, we gonna be here.
So that's what he meant, y'all.
And I was saying, like, actually doing live. Not,
yes.
Yeah. Y'all get it. I was like, oh, can I take that back? Oh, man. Anyway,
oh, my gosh.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great week.
SimonLaw.group. Yes, thank you,
See, I said it right. Appreciate you, work.
Yes.
All right, y'all check out the show. It should be this week, hopefully.
Yes.
Or next week. I can't remember.
It's this week.
It's this week. Okay.
They do it every week.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
All right.
So thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We hope you all have a better than ever week. Have a better than ever weekend. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Stay connected.
Okay.
Am I close?
Yeah, you closed it.
Good night, y'all.
Good night. Oh, Lord. Oh, still alive.
Still alive.
Still alive. Get us out of here. It's right there.
We're still alive, guys.
It's embarrassing. Get us out of here. Oh, my God.
I can't get us out. Bye, y'all. Put it to the side.